Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael.
My name's Cleve.
This is Stephanie.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship.
So,
Prime.
I want to do the lemongrad thing. Unacceptable! I don't know why. That's just what went through my head.
No, just don't.
he's
Just
the
don't.
best. Stephanie hates him.
What-
I hate lemon grab. I hate lemon grab so much with a passion. Hate
what-
lemon grab.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, why can't we stop watching fucking Adam Sandler films?
Yo,
Yeah,
this
Derek thinks that you guys are punishing me at this point.
okay. So let me ask you: did you feel like it was a punishment? Because part of me did sometimes in this one.
You know,
We watch 8 Crazy Nights, everybody.
I'm so sad about it because it did not hold up like I wanted it to. I remember thinking this was such a funny film. And
I didn't remember loving it, but I didn't remember not liking it as much as I didn't like it.
I had to have been under the influence of things to have enjoyed it as much as I remember enjoying it.
What did you like the least? I know what I liked the least.
The racism, the shitty human beings. I don't know.
Are you talking about the waiter, Rob
Yeah.
Schneider?
Wasn't a fan of Rob Schneider in that one.
Yo, he loves to do that accent though,
He
doesn't
does.
he? I need him to not love doing that.
Yeah. Like that's an early 2000s thing. Like we were just okay with it, I guess.
Yeah, man. Go nuts. Stephanie, is there anything particular that you hated?
I mean, I know it's part of the character, but I just hated how angry Adam Sandler was, and it was just bad humor.
I remember the moment that you were supposed to be like, "Oh, Adam Sandler's like redemption," and I remember being like, "No, I still dislike him."
Right, you're still a terrible person, and I don't care that you were nice for about 5 minutes. And I
For
don't
me-
understand why the woman was just like, okay, yeah, we can date now, even though you've been an awful human being.
And let's not forget he should have went to jail for 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I understand that you think you're a better person now, and the town appreciates Whitey, but which let wrap your head around that sentence for a minute. But then you broke into a mall and then evaded arrest, and then like you should be in jail.
You should have gone to jail before, like a long time ago.
Right. For me, it's the deers. I hated the deer so much.
Oh, I was saying I hated the deer when they started pooping. That was so dumb.
Does it help you to know that he voiced the deer?
He did voice the deer. He voiced the deer, the two twins, and the main character, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just all around.
The more I think about it, I think it's the like I understand it was supposed to be comedic, but the just onslaught of picking on Whitey and his sister.
Why did we have to make? I understand that the character has to be awkward or whatnot, but why did he have to be so hairy?
Why a lot of things?
Why did he have to wear a size 11 men's and a size 9 child?
Like that's an actual ailment. Like that is a thing that can happen to someone. So I don't know that we had to go so hard on making fun of that.
Also, why did the whole town have to treat him like
Like
crap?
There was no reason behind it.
Yeah, that sounds.
It was
yeah,
you know
there
what?
really
It's
wasn't.
Hubie Halloween prequel. It's a Hubie Halloween prequel.
Do you remember that apparently Whitey was also in, or there was a Whitey-ish character in Little Nicky? Dana Carvey played him. It was like this balding referee with the white hair, and obviously, yeah. So that's not his first appearance in the Sandlerverse.
Interesting. I don't know that I would have ever connected that to Whitey, but
Because they're so drastically different in character, but like side by side.
but apparently not.
Anyway,
Yeah, no, I was really disappointed. I really wanted this one to hold up like it was supposed to, and it didn't for me. and there was a lot of it that just like I remember parts that I laughed at when I first watched this film or watched it multiple because I watched it a lot, and I just remember going, "What was wrong with me?"
Yeah.
It sucked.
The beginning of it is hard to sit through.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I told Derek at the beginning, I was like, well, I'm not an Adam Sandler movie person. I don't like Adam Sandler movies unless they're not Adam Sandler movies, like Punch Drunk Love or
Right.
Uncut Gems. But I was like, this one, I don't remember being so bad. It seemed like it was okay. And then we were watching it and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
I think honestly, I think his parents purposely drove into a fucking tree.
Well, hold on. He was a good kid.
He was a good kid.
Yeah, they knew what was coming.
It's such a weird. I don't know. Like I get it when you look at the character himself. When you look at Davy Stone and you see what he went through, you're like, okay, I get it. But I think it obnoxious laugh, and like you could see the frost from it being so cold coming out of his breath every time he laughs in someone's face. Drove me nuts. This movie does not hold up.
Yeah, and he's maniacally laughing while Whitey is stuck outside his house.
Right.
For a movie that is supposed to be holding up Hanukkah specific, like it's a Hanukkah-centric film. Like there were several times where I was like, man, this sucks that this is one of the only representations that the Jewish community gets for anything.
And like nothing to do with the song. Because the song I still really like.
It was enjoyable. But yeah, no, like even at the banquet, they're like, and to those that are celebrating Hanukkah, hopefully you have a wonderful 8th night. And it was like this little table,
small
like
table,
families of 2 people each, and they're like, thanks.
Right, which I thought the whole time during the whole movie, I was like, okay, so a lot of this town celebrates Hanukkah. They're talking about it in the news. I mean, I don't know that people talk about Hanukkah a lot on the news. No,
just the town drunk is celebrating Hanukkah.
But yeah, I thought there was so many people celebrating Hanukkah, and then when they got to that part, I was like, "There's only 2 families in this whole town that celebrates Hanukkah."
Yeah.
In this entire town.
Yeah, I was really bummed out about how shitty this movie was.
Was there anything that you liked in the movie? Let's try to turn it around. So, not his wife at the time. They were dating.
I didn't know if they were married at the time.
Yeah, so Jackie Sandler is her name. She met Rob Schneider on Deuce Bigalow. Rob Schneider introduced her to Adam, and then she was in Big Daddy. She played a waitress, and then she was in Little Nicky. She was one of the angels with Nicky's mom. And then they started dating a year after that, and they got married in 2003. Is that all you liked?
Yeah.
Okay,
if I had to say something I liked that.
Pull it out.
I don't know. Like I liked when Whitey did the robot dance. That line still sticks in my head all the time. It's like that make me want to do the robot dance. That's about it. I loved Whitey.
He was fantastic. By far the best to me in that movie was just his wholesomeness.
Right. I think that's why I thought this movie wasn't so bad, because Whitey and his sister were just.
You can't stand the sister. She wouldn't shut up about the fucking wig. 30 years ago. Get over it.
I like how aggressive she was, though. Like little threats here and there. I thought that was fun.
That's the other thing I liked. The technical foul song. Until Adam Sandler.
That was my favorite song.
Jumping in there.
That's a technical. That was great. That was the best song to me.
I'll tell you to hit the showers because that's a technical foul. Yeah, that was a good song.
Yeah, that was by far the most solid song. I forgot this was a fucking musical. You know I hate that.
So it wasn't a musical as much as it just had a couple of songs in there.
That was just an extra little in there for me.
I didn't like the song at the end that we started doing the bum diddy bitty buddy bum bum because
Yeah,
it just felt forced.
what
Like
was-
it was like, hey, also Jewish people do this sometimes in some of their songs. So
Yeah. And since this crowd is majority Jewish, they weren't.
Also,
Stephanie,
hated
anything that you liked?
John Levitt's character, but anyway,
You what?
John Levitt's character. I don't know.
Hated
why.
or loved?
Hated it. The guy with the hook.
Yeah. You didn't like when he smacked the mayor on the back? Or when he was like, and randomly when he was singing, he was like, "You ever wiped the wrong hand?" Like, yeah, def.
I think he was literally added for that one specific question.
Well,
I think they all sat around a desk and were like, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if a guy with a hook wiped his ass?"
this is the MO. Sandler just makes stupid roles and brings his friend along. Rob Schneider directing or narrating it. Let me explain to you how much I don't need that in my life. I don't need to hear his voice constantly. If I wanted that, I'd watch his movies. Anyway, Stephanie, what did you like about the movie? Say something nice.
The things that I remember about it that I liked, because I liked Whitey. He was cute. He was wholesome and cute.
Right.
And it's not like I get why Davy was
A piece of shit.
yeah.
I
Because
imagine I
he
wouldn't take that well if it was
Right.
me,
He went through some pretty traumatic stuff. I just don't think it had to be as exaggerated. I think
Right.
if Adam Sandler's character wasn't so exaggerated, I could get over most of the things I didn't like.
But that's Adam Sandler.
I know. That's why I don't like Adam Sandler. And that's my problem with Adam
Because he could have
Sandler.
been like a hermit and kind of standoffish with people, maybe snapped at someone here and there, but
Mhm.
tried to have a good time. But he was just like,
But just outright.
watch me burp. Brrr. Yeah, like, oh my god. Okay, good job, bud. It was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award, so there's that. First PG-13 movie.
Because we're
be
all drunk
nominated.
kids somehow watching that movie.
I guess. Well, I think kids don't catch as much of this as we are. And maybe that's also what it was. Because this was some years ago, and we were some years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
When exaggerated wasn't a big deal.
Oh,
The whole
man.
scene with his car could have done without.
I rewound one part. I'd really try to get past this movie as much as I could. But it was the scene where they flash back to him winning the ultimate game, which how many Adam Sandler movies can there be where he plays basketball? This is the second one I can think of where he won like the game for the team.
Documentary? I know he played
Grown-ups.
basketball.
Remember when they went to the funeral
Oh yeah.
and it was like, oh, the coach, and he was like, whatever his quote was. But when Whitey was like, they make a nice couple, boogie oogie oogie. I was like, my favorite. Because he had like a little pick and a little fro. Yeah. It's good shit.
Yeah.
It-
Lots of hair.
So much hair. Why does ass need to be? And the humor in it too, because Whitey has some scenes where I was like, I don't enjoy this. When he put his hands on his pants,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Kitty.
Kitty, I got my finger in your mouth, but I don't feel teeth. I'm like, ugh, God,
Mhm.
why? Why
Yeah.
are we doing this?
Unnecessary.
Adam.
It's like 2-year-old potty mouth humor.
Yeah. You know
Like
what
when
you-
everyone was laughing, they started farting, and then the deer started pooping. I was like, ugh.
Or like when they made for the fat kid, like they tore into. Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, Adam Sandler rode that train for quite some time, but they were, and then they had like
we
the
had to
fat
show
kid
him. Yeah.
trying on a broad.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it was rough.
It's good. It's good.
Rough.
No, just soak it all in. Yeah, no, it's a fucking awful film. It sucks, okay? I fucking hate this podcast now because all it's done is made me think about how shitty Adam Sandler is.
This is what I've always wanted from you, is for you to look at
This
this
is what we started.
that you've had and said, did you like it? Did you,
Oh,
Michael?
God, dude.
Did you like
Now,
the?
We just need to go back to our favorite movies and be like, did this hold up?
Yeah.
God,
that's what
yeah.
this is going.
Let's take our childhood.
Hold up.
Mash them over the head. Did you like the eat that nut strap, biatch? Does that
You
do
know
anything?
what? Because so when you asked me for a positive thing, I was gonna be like, you know what? I kind of liked how like the kid, got some chutzpah, but at the same time, also all it was Adam Sandler teaching him to be a fucking shitbag, and like that's not exciting.
Well, I can appreciate how he was with the kid, because yeah, there was some bad habits rubbing off, but like for the most part, he was not. He was nice to the kid, and he wasn't nice to anybody. So I'll
Yeah.
take it.
From the kid's point of view, Adam Sandler's character wasn't a bad guy.
Cool uncle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your beer.
Did this film make you want to get shit faced and go into a mall and start talking to a bunch of fucking logos?
No. Did you know? I looked up. The director said that all the product placement, like they didn't have.
Permission?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
they just kind of did it.
Tyra
I guess never
Banks
got in
is the
trouble.
voice of the Victoria's Secret logo.
She did. Why? I tried to think like, is she in anything else?
Why
Adam Sandler, where that
why
would've
would you
came
do
up?
this?
So I'll just list facts because we hated
Yeah.
this. Davey is based on a picture of Adam Sandler when he was 19, but for some reason this fool decided to still make his character 33. I don't know why you made it animated if you're gonna make yourself fucking 33 years old. That's just real life. Positive / sad note, and if Adam Sandler hates this movie like we do, I can only imagine about this. But Davey's parents were voiced by Adam Sandler's parents, Stan and Judith. This is Stan's only film appearance. He passed away in 2003, and he did like a memory dedication to him in 51st Dates, which was his next movie that he was able to do. But this is the first and only time that his dad did anything, and he did the voice of his parent for the movie.
It could be something kind of cool because I think in the movie he keeps talking about how proud he is of his kid. So like,
Right.
not keeps, but like the couple of scenes are like,
nice to be able to play that sound whenever
you had to
need
pay
it.
your dad to do it, but whatever, it's fine.
Also, why didn't he
At
take
least
the
you could pay
picture
yours, I guess.
Right.
when he ran into his burning mobile home? Why didn't he take the picture of his parents also? It's right next to the card.
Right. Everything's right there. Let's take a second and talk about that scene because I don't know if you guys realize, but the redhead that he's playing basketball with is supposed to be an O'Doyle reference. So this man loses a basketball game that he called out, right? Has to eat a jockstrap, which did you really have to eat the jockstrap or,
Right.
whatever?
Like, he wasn't actually telling you to eat it. You just were like willingly eating it.
He voiced that guy also, the big fat sweat. Adam Sandler voiced that character.
Of course.
But this man went to his house and set fire to it.
One of them was a cop.
It was a cop. And
I think it was him.
Although he's a terrible character, I don't know if he deserved his house getting burned. You know what? You know what? The one moment that I would burn his house down is when he put me in a porta potty and pushed it down the hill. That's the only moment I would have murdered him.
Had Whitey been murdering everybody in the town, you wouldn't have blamed him?
No, not at all. I would have been like, man, well, I'll carry on your way, sir.
Maybe the giant hate crime where he smashes a snowmobile into the giant menorah. Does that also count as time I would burn his house down?
Is it a hate crime if it's your shit, though?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still hate crime.
When this guy was burning down his house, I was like, oh, so this is a town where there's just no rules because we're getting away with all of it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember though.
Nobody called the cops.
Like I said, when he was sitting on the bench with Whitey was like, yeah, that's a cop. Like, I'll tell him if you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was that guy. So,
Yeah, nobody called the cops because apparently the police are crooked as fuck in this little city that they live in. And then he was like, I guess you just get in the car and come with me. And it was his way to get them to move in, which is fine. I don't know. Maybe he could have fell asleep drinking and smoking or something.
It's a very weird way to
make
maybe he had to feel bad for him because he didn't do it to himself. Someone else did it to him.
I guess.
But I don't know. But I mean, storyline of this movie doesn't make a lot of sense anyway. So
the movie was originally titled Whitey and Davy, but it was changed because it sounded politically incorrect.
Smart.
Yeah.
We could have changed the name of Whitey. We didn't have to call him Whitey.
Right, but he was white forever. Even
I
in the
guess.
past, he was white.
But like even his sister called him that, so it's not like it was a nickname.
Right.
Like that felt like a real name.
Okay, so another positive that I can say is that I thought the animation was well done. I don't
Yeah.
know
For
if
the
you
time,
guys-
yes.
Well, so it gets a lot of comparison to the Iron Giant with the way it's drawn and the way it looks. Apparently, the majority of the animators that worked on the film were laid off from Warner Brothers.
Hmm.
Did the Fox Animation Studios and ended up doing this movie. So there is a connection there between it. This is Adam Sandler's first full-length animated film. Thank the Lord for that.
Next
Because
was
it his
we-
only
Hotel
one?
Transylvania, and then those
Oh,
three.
okay.
Yes,
That'd
yes.
be the only other animated ones I can think of him.
And then I don't know if you guys noticed, but Eleanor was eating a corn dog and she couldn't figure it out, whatever. But there's a point where it looks at the menu behind them and there's no corn dogs there.
You know, I was actually looking for the word corn dog on there. I don't know why, but it bugged me that, and the like one part of it where she was, probably yelling at him for something. I was looking at the menu board behind because that's how interested I was in this movie.
Me too.
And I was reading it and I was like, no, corn dog, but I can only see part of the board. So maybe it's on the other side of the board. And then I saw a thing where it had it all on the board and I was like, there's no corn dogs on that board anywhere.
Yeah, only 4 Saturday Night Live actors made it in here. There was, or how about this? Can you name any of them? You named one.
Ender, John Lovitz,
Mhm.
Adam Sandler.
He was the mayor, if that helps you.
No, I wouldn't have been able to place the mayor's voice.
Kevin Nealon. I don't know if you know this, but the voice of SpongeBob, the voice actor, made it in here.
Saw that. The Shaper Image chair.
Yeah,
Kevin Farley, who is got to be related to Chris
He is.
Farley because he looks identical.
he
Panda
is.
Express.
He was also in, what movie was that? Joe Dirt. Do you remember in Joe Dirt when he's taken
That movie for me.
by Buffalo Bill and he's in the well? The police officer walks up and talks to him. That's Kevin Farley also.
Oh,
And if
okay.
you look, he spitting image.
Yeah, he got all of his his friends like Blake Clark, Peter Dante.
Yeah, Blake Clark, the coach from Waterboy with the crazy, how he speaks. If everybody could also like look at the camera because we post this on YouTube also. There we go, everybody.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at the IMDb.
But both
I
of-
started looking at IMDb cast.
both of you were like this.
Ellen Dow, which is the meatball paying piano lesson lady from Wedding Singers, also a voice in there.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, you questioned me about the voice actors. I didn't want to pull up IMDb. Sorry.
Well, I have mine up, but that's why I was like, do something like put your phone here. Or... Just kidding. So soundtrack, all done by Adam Sandler. If you're surprised,
No, half the voice actors are Adam Sandler.
right.
Was that what it was? He was just going through his music phase and like really wanted to make some songs.
I don't know. I guess no, because these had to have been written for the movie. They're too specific to not have been written for the movie.
The Tenacious D situation.
Right, but also
Did he make the movie because he wanted to write songs?
that's possible to get some extra bump in on cash. But also, like 8 Crazy Nights had nothing to do with his song 8 Crazy Nights. Like I thought maybe they'd try to lap it over, but they just like, hey, this song's popular. I know I'll get some people in here. The budget was $34 million. Opening weekend in the US, it got 9 million and some change. We'll say 9,500,000. It grossed about 23.5 mil.
Dang, so he lost money.
Worldwide was 23.8 mil.
As it is, adult cartoons don't do well. Like,
Well, this
that's
is a
kinda-
PG-13 one, so is it adult
Oh.
cartoon?
Okay. Well, kind of in a way.
Oh,
Anything that's anything that's
but
anything that's a cartoon that's not marketed towards children, I would say, doesn't do well.
but then that has to be what the songs are for, right? You know what it seemed to me? It seemed like this was marketed towards parents who liked Adam Sandler, who would take their kids to see it.
Fair. I would never let my kid watch this movie.
Mm-mm.
I don't see value in it.
But I don't like Adam Sandler.
Why do they have to have seizures?
None of it was good, guys. I'm
And
so
not even,
sad
like,
about this. Like,
A seizure that makes any sense.
this
Like,
is
it's an inaccurate portrayal of what a seizure is.
this movie is something that I often quoted while hanging out with friends and stuff growing up. Like,
What were the quotes, Michael?
it was all Whitey quotes.
Yeah, because that's the best part. I'll even let Eleanor slide by. Like, when they were singing the technical foul song, she's like, "I'll hit you in the head with a bat." I was like, "All right, take it easy."
I just like that she was sassy.
And she was like, "I look like an owl," and took her hair off.
Yeah,
Does
those
look like an
the best
owl.
part of the whole film.
Yeah, I would definitely watch like a Whitey spinoff. I need to call it something else though, if we could. If you don't mind not calling it
Can it
Whitey.
just be called "Damn It, Whitey"?
Yeah. That's how I felt. He would say something funny, and I'm like, "Damn it, Whitey!"
Damn it, Whitey! You know what? The man cleaned out 4 porta potties for $1. Times are hard. That he's out
I
here.
mean, he
cleaning
just
out 4
sprayed
porta
them
potties
in
for-
water.
That is
so-
fair.
You
That is fair.
got yourself a deal of pleasure doing business with you.
But you get me to go into a porta potty for $1. Like, you know, there's potential that there's some spray back, and I'm gonna need you to pay me more.
Nah, dog.
Doing anything for $1 is kind of ridiculous, especially just fell down a 50-foot tree.
Just ride that top of that trash can into the sunset, my friend. You know what part I felt really awkward with, and I shouldn't, as a 33-year-old man who watched this with my fiance and my mother in the room, is when he's like caressing the car and like smacking it in the trunk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why? Why?
That was fun.
Why?
Nah, it was good.
Uh,
That's how Optimus Prime was born.
I guess.
More like Soundwave or something, but anyway.
That's where he just goes like too much. Like I thought it was fine that he was like, "Good night, car," whatever, and then he just had to go back and just over the top,
Also,
unnecessary.
I remember an interview when this movie was first coming out, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm excited because with animation, I can make myself do so much more." And he was kind of talking about the basketball scene. He was like, "I don't have that kind of step in me anymore like I used to, but I can still, in this animated, I can really show what I used to be able to do." Why are you 33? Like it just doesn't make sense to me why you made yourself. Because why? Because he's got to be a fucking man-child. Like he can't play a character otherwise.
You know what I'm scared of?
Not in this era, at least.
This movie's done and is now scared me of. Am I gonna go back and see Will Ferrell movies and Jack Black movies and be like, God, these are garbage now?
I don't think so, because a lot of theirs I rewatch.
See, I don't like a lot of Will Ferrell movies either, but I don't hate them as much as I hate Adam Sandler movies. And Jack Black, I like Jack Black movies. So I feel like he's over the top, but he's not like man-child over the top.
Right.
The reason I said Will Ferrell specifically and added him on was when Cleve said man-child, because I've heard complaints about that like that's what Will Ferrell does. And I think back and I can kind of see it. So
Well, I think that like how far back are you wanting to go? Because to me, Jack Black never really had a movie for quite some time.
That's fair. He had the why can't I think of the name of it? The nacho scene. We're talking about the nachos it's one nacho if they're all connected.
Oh, Saving Silverman.
Saving Silverman.
No,
And
that
then
holds
after there was a long break.
That holds up.
I just remember that scene.
School of Rock.
Yeah.
Let me see how far back we want to go here. Let's
We don't have to go down the Jack Black trail. I just was curious. I don't know. What other actors did I like? Jim Carrey. I know Jim Carrey doesn't hold up in like 90% of his films.
What?
His serious roles, I think, are better.
Jack Black's in Shark Tale, man. You got that. You always have Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Will Ferrell, I was never a huge fan of, but I didn't hate him as much as I like. Just
I liked
really
Will
just
Ferrell.
don't like Adam Sandler.
I liked him right around the time I was really into Adam Sandler's Also the Concern.
Yeah.
Misplaced judgment is what you're worried about.
Look, okay. I wasn't perfect.
There's a lot of Will Ferrell movies that Derek does like. Because it's stupid humor, but it's not Adam Sandler humor. It's different. But I think it's funny. Derek likes a lot of Will Ferrell movies that I don't think are funny.
Okay, so not to terribly burst your bubble, but the first Will Ferrell thing I see that was like Will Ferrell is Night of the Roxbury, and he was like super, like
that one's tough to rewatch.
pushing his penis on women.
Yeah, that one's tough to rewatch.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what it is? Like anytime you tried to make, maybe that's the problem with Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider, because I know Rob Schneider. Like I said, I try to give him some credit. Like I think Benchwarmers was actually pretty solid, but like I think that's their problem is they take SNL characters that they created and like run with it and try to make it an entire film. Because that would be what I'd tell you. Night at the Roxbury, why it did so poorly.
Yeah,
because it was one character that was funny in a skit for all of 10 seconds, and then we said, let's make a movie out of it.
Yeah, because SNL did that for quite some time, and I think that well, I can't remember his real name, the Corky Romano one, terrible movie. But next is Zoolander. I don't know if you count that for Will Ferrell or not. Old School. I don't know if you count that for Will Ferrell or not. And then we're down to Elf. So I feel like you're good with that, with Will Ferrell.
So Will Ferrell, we can be selling. Land of the Lost gets a lot of shit, but I really like that one. But anyway, let's just move on. Did you have any last thoughts about this film, Cleve?
Man, I think I agree with you when you sit back and think about it. Like the fact that this is your Jewish representation, maybe they're happy with it. I can't speak for it. I'm not happy with it as a non-Jewish man. I could cut out so many characters. I try to think of, well, maybe at the time, but it was 2002, man. Like, we had done a lot of things. We had done a lot of good. I don't know why we have to continue to make fun of Asian accents or anybody who is overweight. And the cancel culture not coming after him blows my mind. I don't want
First Dates with Drew Barrymore, and now everybody loves him.
He did do 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore. Is that the trick?
What?
You just gotta do whatever you want, and then look, but I did Barrymore.
Although he does get a lot of flack for that actually, because he did not hire a single person from Hawaii, and did not apparently represent them well.
I don't want to be racist and ask, but the people need to know. The big guy
he's not.
Oh, I was going to ask what he was.
Oh, I think he's fucking. I don't know. Finish up your final thoughts. I'll look it up.
You can't ask him much when you go back to old movies like this, but we did watch Die Hard too. That was done really well. And they had people that were from Germany, and we didn't call them like Nazis and shit. Like, I feel like his, and now know that we've watched Hubie Halloween.
There are plenty of Asians in that movie too.
Right. And we watched Hubie Halloween, and we see that like it's not going to get any better. Like, this is it. This is what he's got. This is his bread and butter, and people keep watching it. And we just keep living in this hell. But Stephanie, you can say what you've got to say. That's where I'm at. I live in a hell. That's what I'm doing.
I'm done watching Adam Sandler movies. I don't want to watch anymore.
I real talk. I think we should take a good like 2021 strike on Adam Sandler movies. Unless there's like something that Uncut Gems, like this is gonna be a bomb. Other than that, no, we've got to.
I can't do the man-child humor anymore. I can't.
So he is apparently from Hawaii. There's the issue is actually with him specifically is the whole I'm an islander, so I'm a big fella kind of thing.
Right.
They run into that with Maui, but anyways, and then there's no other person casted from the film that does that. I agree. No more Adam Sandler films for a while, guys, because I can only deal with my heart being broken so many times.
What's another Adam Sandler movie you like Billy Madison?
Little
Just gonna
Nicky.
go back and see if that's horrible.
Little Nicky, which I know if I go back and watch is going to be fucking awful. I know it, so I can't because I just hold dearly the VHS when I used to. Anyways,
I think we're going to watch it next week.
If you guys want to let us know what you thought about this film or whatever, fucking talk about it below.
Whatever.
Reach out to us on our social medias. Cleve, how can they do that?
We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter. They're all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no eyes in the word friendship. All eyes typically make it to our YouTube channel where you can see all of our beautiful faces. You go to YouTube, you just search Friendship Supreme, and we will be there for you. We have a Twitter. We have a Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Friendship Supreme. Patreon, which is patreon.com/Friendship Supreme. Email, which is friendship.supreme@gmail.com. A Snapchat that Stephanie runs, which is just Friendship Supreme.
There's something on it. Don't go look for it.
I think that might be it.
I've been Michael.
This is Cleve.
This is Stephanie.
You guys make a cute couple. Boogie, oogie, oogie. I'm canceling the HBO, and it says, it's like, why are you canceling it? One of them is, I finished the show I signed up for.